So are those kids going to be in their 30s by the time this series ends?
I ask the same question about this show every damn day.
Okay, so Harry Potter is a decent game based on a good movie. But what happens when a game is based on a complete piece of crap? Van Helsing, for example.
Now, maybe it'll be like the Twilight Zone. Maybe a bad movie will make a great game, because God knows we love that Terminator 3 game. Oh, wait, no, we didn't. Here's your view of Van Helsing.
You dad! Oh, it's you, Jackman. Back to try to squeeze a few more drachma out of that crappy monster movie.
Gabriel?
No, that's Jackman. Hugh Jackman, not Gabriel Byrne. Welcome to that all-too-familiar mystery-shrouded Eastern Europe where monstrous legions of undead spread the entrails of trembling villagers liberally on lightly salted water crackers. Ew, rotting peasant smell. It's also apparently where Van Jackman has a thing for the withered memories of dead goulettes. Gaze at my withered figs, rogue. Take that. Van Helsing? Van Helsing the game is better than its movie counterpart for the obvious reason that it's interactive and you get to boss Hugh Jackman around like some button-mashing deity. It's worse because a bad movie is roughly 2 hours long. Then it's over. The game lasts longer, making you confront design flaws through the length of the 13 supplied levels. One of these flaws is the lack of a controllable in-game camera. Van Helsing? Not only can you not see what Van Jackman sees, you can't see. This level blindness can be fatal. Some adversaries die faster with different weapons, but if you don't know which ones or where they are, you're kinda screwed.
He sees what they see!
Van Helsing? Van Helsing has been dispatched by the Vatican as God's tiny delivery guy of demon demise. Oddly, the mission guiding voice sounds eerily like current Pope John Paul.
Show no mercy on him, my son, for he is lost.
You find yourself within a kind of giant club dread-like resort for the rock stars of horrordom. Werewolves, ghosts, Mr. Hyde, Frankenstein, Dracula, and of course, Igor.
A torturer's work is never done.
Igor, that dead-scented, comically accented neighboring nabob of necrophilia, returns with a cattle prod that can shock ghosts. Though ghosts aren't composed of any conductible material. Van Helsing's weapons are composed of an entertaining array of plague-era gadgetry, most of which can be upgraded to exploit certain immovable objects. This game is less about exploration and more about making the undead re-dead. Combat can be satisfying, and some of the realms are nicely clothed in midwinter dread. Don't look for any great innovation here, and the lack of a controllable camera is totally Dark Ages.
So nice of you to drop in, my ancient friend, Gabriel.
No! Hugh Jackman. Gabriel Byrne's not in this game. We give it a 2 out of 5.
And it really warms my heart to know that as long as Hollywood makes crummy action movies, the gaming industry will keep making crummy action games.
One hand washes the other with the blood of the innocent theatergoers. Maybe it's just me.
Don't leave us. We still have unnecessarily raunchy racing and more bad camera angles than you can shake a poorly rendered stick at.
Coming up, because cross promotions with Burger King and Starbucks weren't lucrative enough, a Shrek game!
Brought to you by Arby's. Try Arby's new Market Fresh Chicken Salad Sandwich. Chicken salad and...
You want Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb? You can't handle Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb!
Welcome back to X-Play. We have a racing game for you.
Whether you want it or not. Of course, the interesting thing about this game is that it was developed originally by 3DO.
Yes, back when 3DO folded in 2003, they auctioned off all their game properties. Games like Army Men, High Heat, and 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
But out of all these titles, surprisingly, only one 3DO game has survived the sale, and that game is Street Racing Syndicate.
Sure, it looks like a Need for Speed knockoff, but it has something Need for Speed doesn't. A complete lack of integrity.
Yes, Street Racing Syndicate has no problem whatsoever loading itself with half-naked ladies who just randomly pop up in the game and offer to sleep with you when you win races.
And I can say from personal experience with Mario Kart that the only person who propositioned me when I won the Star Cup was King Koopa. Here's our preview of Street Racing Syndicate. It was scary.
Welcome to the underground world of street racing, a mechanized Mardi Gras posturing post-pubers locked in motorized combat for bragging rights, pink slips, and booty luggage. Street Racing Syndicate was pulled from the lifeless corpse of 3DO by Namco, who promised to keep the geared-up thug dream on track, promising 40 licensed cars and more aftermarket car part bling than sponsors on a NASCAR. This tweak take on a driving sim has you racing through the streets of a major U.S. city in search of pirate's treasure, otherwise known as booty. Environments of large, interconnected blacktop rivers, complete with tight turns, tunnels, frightened traffic, breakneck straightaways, and myopic cops. The bacon sizzles at the very sight of your tricked-out ride, lighting up their cherry tops and throwing what seems like the entire police force in your path. Whole baguettes are spread liberally throughout the streets to bless the fruit of your loom as you conquer various races and time trials.
I think somebody deserves an extra special prize. So how about we head back to your place?
What you're gaming for in Street Racing Syndicate is cred, an elusive, misinterpreted currency of the street. Win some races and watch your respect and cash meters swell. Once you've gained a sizable jingle count, head down to the showroom for a little auto shopping. The game-gathered members of the Vroom Tank clan have raised autoerotica to new heights of material excess. Once you've got a ride, it's now time to take it shopping for performance enhancement. Not that kind. Depending on how much cash you have on hand, you can purchase anything from undercarriage neon to weight reduction kits. In the garage, you'll find a dynometer to gauge your car's performance in pre- and post-upgrade tests. For people who actually indulge in this costly pastime, many of the aftermarket upgrade products will be familiar. For you non-gearhead types out there, just keep selecting until you find the most expensive version of what you want, and then slap it on. As you pull out of the garage, your spoiler spoiling, your green neon buzzing, and your graffiti dragon laughing at the competition from the sides of your ride, you'll actually feel the presence of your upgrades. It is then you'll realize that it's time to fill your nostrils with coat rubber. Nefariously fickle bling-obsessed broads,
Guess what I want to give you?
reckless cops, decent driving physics, expansive tracks, and a seemingly depthless array of auto upgrades make Street Racing Syndicate a title worth waiting for. Look for it this summer.
There were random monkey noises in that preview.
I think it's a running commentary on the full motion video in that game. That or the X-Play helper monkey got loose in the sound booth again.
Adam, we don't have an X-Play helper monkey.
Then who's that little person that's been feeding me for the last month?
I think it's called your hands.
Oh, little friend.
Coming up, friends don't let friends make games with bad camera angles. Stop, or my mom will shoot Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
That's disturbing.
Welcome back to X-Play, the show that brings joy to so many members of my immediate family whom I support financially.
Hi. Adam and I have played a lot of games. We've endured crashes and glitches and carpal tunnel syndrome, but something that really gets our goat is bad camera angles.
Yes, you can't see where the goat is because of the idiotic in-game camera system. Anyway, while we hate bad camera angles, they've been responsible for some fine television.
Yes, so today we tip our hats to the men and women who make justifying a score of 2 out of 5 easy by providing us with tons of visual proof. We here at X-Play hate bad camera angles as much as you do. Where am I going? What am I shooting at? Who the hell just ate me? But these crappy camera angles aren't just limited to the Resident Evil franchise. Yes, in many games, it appears that the developers hired someone devoted to finding the absolute worst viewing angle for any situation. And, to their credit, whoever this person is, they've done an incredible job. Mr. Crappy-ass in-game camera designer, we salute you. Go!
Yes, you may have recognized favorites like Tomb Raider, Bad Camera Angle of Darkness,
Gothic 2.
and Dino Crisis 3, where the camera actually gets sucked into a dinosaur's ass.
It seems like Capcom and Konami are responsible for a lot of these games, which is why Capcom redesigned Resident Evil's camera system this year for Resident Evil 4. And now the game is actually good. Weird, isn't it? What not half-assing your job can accomplish?
Yes, well, now we're going to randomly select some poorly worded viewer mail and just slap it up on the screen for no apparent reason.
Today's viewer mail is from Phoebe in Buffalo, New York. I love Buffalo. He writes, I heard that there is going to be a Devil May Cry 3 coming next year for PS2. Is this true?
Now, Phoebe, to answer your question, yes, there is a Devil May Cry 3 coming out. And yes, hopefully it will be better than Devil May Cry 2, because that game was worse than watching Who Wants to Marry My Dad.
Plus, Dante will be a playable character in the PS2 version of Beautiful Joe.
Yes, because it's weird a little bit, because when Dante is cel-shaded, he looks like a little kid.
But a little kid with guns. Which maybe is what Phoebe is. Phoebe just sounds underdeveloped. Like,
Phoebe sounds like a
we tried to get a human,
rabbit.
but we sort of stopped halfway through. And we're going to call you Phoebe.
Or like a chinchilla or a
Phoebe.
ferret or something would be called Phoebe.
Yeah, well, they can't write. Maybe they did to be interesting.
Phoebe, you should write us and tell us what you are.
Yes, and go to our website, Phoebe.
Yes.
G4TechTV.com/X. We said it at the same time.
Jinx. Can't talk anymore.
All right, play.
Good night.
Coming up next, Unscrewed, followed by Anime Unleashed at midnight.